Hi, readers. Today we're going to be talking about books that have dialogue or when characters talk to each other. That's what dialogue is. They're talking. And when we see that characters are talking, our voice is going to change because we're going to talk like as if we are actually talking. Because when you read it, you want to act like you're the character. Okay? And there's different types of talking. Sometimes it's going to be inside of the writing. Sometimes it's going to be in speech bubbles. And I'm going to show you examples of each of those things, okay? But whenever there's talking, sometimes if it's like inside of the words, which is going to be in this book, I'm going to show you there's a narrator. And there's and there's the character, right? So sometimes you're talking like the narrator, and sometimes you're talking like the character. The narrator is just the person reading the story, just like or telling the story. The character is the actual person talking. So when it's talking, it's the character. When it's not talking, it's just the narrator. So you change your voice to sound a little different. I'm going to show you. This book is called Sofia Martinez, Every Day is Exciting. I'm going to read just the first 2 pages and show you what it looks like. Okay. Sofia's Party Shoes. Chapter 1, New Party Shoes. Sofia loved her new party shoes. They were white with lots of sparkle. And then I want you to pay attention. There's this thing here called a quotation mark. You see that? It's at the beginning and at the end. And I'm going to draw it on the board so you can see it. These are called quotation marks. Anytime you see these marks, it's telling you that somebody's talking. When it starts here, it's almost like they're opening their mouth and they're about to talk. Whatever's inside is what they're saying. When it goes like this, it's like they're closing their mouth. They finished talking. Okay? So in here, I know that Sofia is about to talk. How do I know that? She's opening her mouth because I see the first quotation mark. It's right here. They are very pretty, Sofia's older sister Elena said. So I was wrong. It's not Sofia who's talking, it's her sister Elena. Notice how I changed my voice when the character was talking. They are very pretty. And then I changed my voice again. Sofia's older sister Elena said. I say it very normal when I'm the narrator. But when I'm the character, my voice comes alive. It's like as if I'm actually talking. So one more time, I'll read it. They are very pretty, Sofia's older sister Elena said. And I see it again, so my voice is going to come alive like I'm the character. See, Sofia's other sister Luisa agreed. And then my voice went back to normal when it was the narrator. So after the talking, I just go back to normal reading. Okay, let me do the second page to show you. Up, there is a quotation mark, which tells me the character is about to open their mouth. So ready? Put the zapatos back in the box and in the closet, Mama said. So I changed my voice to sound like the mom, and then after I just said Mama said, because that's the narrator. Another person's talking, I know because this started. They need to stay clean for the party tonight. Her mouth closed, it's done. Tonight was their friend Liliana's quinceañera. The whole family was going. And I read this part like a narrator because nobody's talking. There's no talking marks or quotation marks. So that tells me I'm just the narrator. Okay, guys. So that's one way that your characters might be talking. So if you see these marks, it's telling you, oh, someone's about to talk. So you need to change your voice to sound like the character. Okay? And you know they start at this point and they stop talking at this point. When you're the narrator, you read just normally, how you normally would. When they're talking and it's the character, you're going to change your voice to come alive, like as if you're actually talking. But this is not the only way that you'll see characters talking. Sometimes you'll see characters talking in things called speech bubbles. So they can look like this, and then there's words inside of it. And that's telling you someone's talking too. So either it shows you using the quotation marks, where it's like, oh, my mouth opens, I say something, I'm done. Or it actually gives you a speech bubble. So let me show you an example of a speech bubble. So this book is called Layla and the Bots. Happy Paws. So let me see if I can find a page here. The right page. Okay. So for example, here's chapter 2 of this book. Here's just like regular talking that I'm going to read like a narrator because nobody's talking really. It's just telling the story. On Monday morning, Layla and the Bots unpack their band gear at the Happy Days amusement park. They have a big show in 5 days. And then it shows you the picture, Happy Days amusement park. And then look, there's a speech bubble right here. And I know who's talking because it's pointing to the person, Layla. So ready? Layla's going to talk. I'm going to change my voice to sound like a character because she's talking. This is going to be our best show ever. And then this little guy says, yippee! So I changed my voice to sound like that character too. Okay? And then one more time. This is just normal. Layla sees Wade, the park owner. He looks upset. She hops down from the stage. And again, I'm going to talk like a character. Hey, Wade, is everything okay? Now Wade's going to talk, so I'm going to make my voice sound like Wade. Sorry, but your show is canceled. I'm closing the park. Change my voice to sound like him, okay? So if you have speech bubbles in your story, that's a sign someone's talking. I need to change my voice to sound like that character, okay? And then I have one last example. A lot of you guys like to read this book called Dog Man. There's a lot of talking in this too, and a lot of it is in speech bubbles. So let me show you an example from this story. So if I go to chapter 1, looks like this. Lots and lots of talking. So here it's just the writing, Dog Man by George and Harold. There sounds beep beep, and someone's talking because I see the speech bubble. Oh boy! And then I read all this other stuff kind of normally. Luke and Andrew's furniture. Again, someone's talking. My new couch is here! Someone new. She's a real beauty, Chief. I know. So there's tons and tons and tons of talking in this story. You just have to keep changing your voice each person that's talking. And sometimes it doesn't even show a speech bubble. Like in this box, there's no speech bubble, but it's saying, calling all cops. He is saying this. It's just not in a speech bubble. And same with this one. There's no speech bubble, but he is talking. You can watch me break in my brand new couch. So this one is full of talking. It's like all talking pretty much. That I wanted to show you. There is like some spots where they're not talking. Like for example, on this page, it says, now Dogman could smell Petey and see him. No one's talking. It's just the narrator telling what's happening. When that happens, I don't read like a character. I read like a narrator. Narrators still change their voice to make it sound interesting, but they're not acting like a character. They're not making it come alive, right? So notice how I read that. Now Dogman could smell Petey and see him. Okay, guys. So what I want you to do is on Seesaw, you're going to, well, first you need to make sure to read for 20 minutes. Good readers do that every single day. You're going to notice how much better of a reader you get as you read each and every day. It's amazing how your brain grows when you practice. After you read for 20 minutes, I want you to do the activity. You're going to practice. You're going to see some words on when you click add response. You're going to see some talking and Some of it is going to look like this book where you have the quotation marks and you're going to have to read like a character. Some of them are going to look like speech bubbles where you're going to have to act like the character because they're talking. These are the two ways. So on Seesaw, you're going to see different talking, and you need to change your voice when it's the character and then read normally when it's the narrator. Okay, so you're going to make a voice, you're going to use your voice to read the sentences. Okay, you guys can do it. I believe in you. Change those voices. If you have to, practice a few times and then record yourself. All right, guys, can't wait to hear your voices and how you sound like characters.